Hello, everyone, and welcome and Happy New Year to PhotoBiz's Facebook Live events. Ask me anything about optimizing your website. So that's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to talk about some SEO things you can do with your images, such as adding alt text, and some other things that you can do, such as organization. So how can you optimize workflow? How can you make this easier and more streamlined as a business online? That's the main focus, right? It's the new year, so where a lot of people start thinking about what they want to do differently. Maybe something wasn't working correctly, or you didn't have time or energy to focus on it, and now you really want to put some time in on it. That's what we can focus on today. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment sections where we can actually jump in and take a look at what you're actually working on as well. And it's a way that you can kind of see if there's something that you're having a problem with or don't know the solution to, that I can jump in there and we can find a proper streamlined way of working on that. So I'm going to give people some time to get settled in, and then we'll jump in and take a look at what's going on with websites and how you can optimize it today. So I'm going to give people a few minutes and then we'll get started. Okay, so yeah, again, we're going to be focusing on optimizing your website for today. So if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section. And as always, if you ever need help and you want to find out some new tips or new things going on with the PhotoBiz platform, or just in marketing or the internet in general, you can check out our blog.photobiz.com anytime. You can see all the events that we have. You can see all the new tools that we released in the year of 2023. So you can see last year's events, all the tools that we've updated, everything in the new website builder, everything that's been optimized there. You can also see new features that were also released for client galleries. You can see ones that were released for studio management and much, much more. All of that is available. You can take a look at that from the last year and see how we've improved over time and how we're going to keep constantly moving into the future. Can't wait to talk about some of the updates that we have coming out, and I'm going to also show off some new features today that you might not have known about as well that will help with optimizing your website. And Right now, it started, 2024. We're going to be focusing on making sure that you're planning and getting your scheduling right. So again, five steps to prepare your end of year report and taxes. So go ahead and pull those reports down. You can follow this walkthrough here. That'll kind of break it down for you. You can also start planning your yearly mini sessions right now. You do not have to think right in the moment or the month ahead, like, hey, I'm going to do this mini session. You can actually go ahead and plan them out for the entire year, have them available, and attract people to go ahead and book those times during those availabilities. So those are some cool things that you can do right now as we jump right into 2024. So let's go ahead, jump into our back end of the platform itself. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water real quick. But you can see right here, we're going to talk about optimizing your website. So a lot of things go into optimizing your website, not just, SEO and, mobile design or anything like that. I'm going to pull it up here, see what we've been working on. This is our brand new website that we've been working on lately. You can see we've made some cool decisions, making it look pretty. And, when we're making a website, optimization goes across the board many ways. When we're talking about optimizing your website, it's not just about, okay, I got to make sure that it is, SEO, search engine optimized. No, you got to also think about user experience, how it's optimized that way. That means, like, does it have the proper navigation? Is our sales funnels correctly built? Is our website working cohesively together? Those are things that you have to be conscious of when you're building a website. Optimization goes beyond just making sure, am I being found on Google? Because once they get there, do you want them to be able to go ahead and connect with you? So those are some things that we're going to talk about today. Of course, we'll have some SEO, stuff that we're going to look at, but those are things that go into optimization, not just a single thing. It is a whole entire pyramid of different things that you have to do, and all of it is layered and work together cohesively to create a better ecosystem for your brand, for your business online. So those are things that you need to be really conscious of when you're putting your website together. Does it all work together is part of optimization. Okay, so let me take another drink of water, sorry. Okay, so when we're looking at this, obviously we have our pages. You can go to here, you can click on the SEO tab, and you can see we have the auto system set up, but if we're going to make any custom tags, you can see right here, right away, you can start optimizing your website by just adding some page titles, meta descriptions, and meta keywords. Now, we've gone in and put in the optimal rates for each of these when we're looking at this type of stuff. And something that I do right now to make it easier for myself is I'll go to word counter. We're looking at character counter, right? So, 55 to 60 characters. So if I was going to take this, if I'm a photographer in this area, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And then I go to wordcounter.com, I believe. Let's check it out. And what's nice about it is if you're working on anything, you can just post it in here and it'll tell you how many characters that you have. You see this is 58 characters, so it falls in line with what we're looking at when we're curating. So 55 to 60. So, I'm going to change it to my name. Instead of Jenny Jones, I'm John Doe. I am a portrait photographer. And I reside in the Greensboro Triad area. So there we go. You can have something like that. If that's really where you want to focus on, that's all you need to have. You copy that, and then you would paste that directly in to your website builder. So we're going to take away what was there. We're going to add our own meta descriptions. Again, when we're looking at stuff like this, we're looking at things that are optimizing, not just character score, but also what are we saying? I'm a portrait photographer. I am this Greensboro Triad location area. These are the who, what, when, and where, and why, right? So we've got to make sure that is all dialed in. Same thing goes over here. You can see the meta description in this one as well. It just kind of breaks down this area a little bit more. So I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to take this and put it over here, paste it in. You can see this one has 157 characters. We'll go back and see what this says. It says the optimal score is between 50 to 155, so not too far off. We're very close. So what would I do? I would change my name, John Doe, and that's probably going to make it short enough right there. But then we want to make sure that it also hits what we're doing. I'm not a wedding or engagement photographer. I am a portrait, and we'll say fashion. How about that? Yeah, maybe we do something like that. Or commercial, whatever you want to say. So we have that in there for over the last, instead of 5 years, we'll do 10. And serving the Greensboro Triad area. There you go. So now I got something. I'll take that, pop it over, place it in, popped. There we go. So we got that in there now. And then when we're looking at keywords, sometimes keywords can be a little difficult because you're like, well, I want to rank for all these things. Well, let's make sure that we're ranking for the proper things. So obviously, the first one we're going to rank for is our own business. So John Doe Studios, John Doe Portrait Photography, John, and then like Greensboro Portrait Photography, Portrait Photography, and then surrounding locations like Winston-Salem, Portrait Photography, and then other locations, Mebane. And then, you can take that, Portrait Photography, North Carolina. So we can just type those in. And you can do up to 15. We don't want to go more than that because, Google's gotten smarter. It's artificial intelligence. This algorithm is getting more brilliant as time goes on. So it starts to realize when someone types in, where am I? Close by or something like that, right? So people search based on like locational. So if it is doing something geographically, it knows when that person is based on the keyword that you put. So if you're in the Greensboro area and you say photography near me and that user says that in that area, it's going to obviously throw you up there if it is ranked right and if you have your business, your Google business profile set up properly. So we're just going to put that in, and you would do this to each page that you want to be optimized for. Now, there's some other things you can do for optimization. Maybe you want to create friendly URLs. That's something you can do as well. So maybe if you had a page down the line, which was like, some people like to say things like kind words or something like that. But maybe if you wanted to change this to, not just be like, well, I want people to find me. Well, kind words kind of doesn't mean anything to anyone else except for you, right? So if I have just kind words, you can go over here. You can see that the page name has changed. The meta descriptions, all that stuff, whatever you're going to put in there is going to be whatever it is. But you can see what a friendly URL is. So, instead of being kind-words, which can be difficult for people to remember, if you just type in your .com and then we change the friendly URL to, testimonials, that in the navigation can still be called kind words, but people can search or go /by testimonials, and there we go. And there we go. So you can see right here, it's still /testimonials, but the name in the navigation is kind words. This is helpful because maybe you want to do something unique in your navigation, but you still want people to be able to search for you simply. This is going to be really, really one of those factors that'll help optimize your website for search. So when people are looking for your business name /testimonials, that's still going to come up, but your kind words definition is still going to be a part of it without it being lost in, the codex of how people talk. People don't search for, I'm looking for kind words on X business, right? No, they're looking for testimonials, reviews, something like that, right? That's what's going to help optimize that search results right then and there. So those are little quick things that you could do with that optimization. Another thing you could do is maybe you can't change this. Maybe your friendly URL is stuck, or maybe you've changed website providers or anything like that, but you have old pages out there. Well, guess what? You can always make changes up in here. You go to settings, you'll see redirects. Redirects will also help optimize. They'll help with any pages that are broken or anything like that. Maybe you want to go from somewhere else. It's okay. So you can choose external links, pages, or anything like that. So maybe you want kind words. Maybe you've changed it recently and you want it to be testimonials. Maybe you wanted the original one, kind words, to redirect somewhere else. So if it existed somewhere out on Google, Now you can choose which one it goes to. So we know our kind words is actually going to connect to our testimonial page. So if I were to still type in kind words, it will actually go to testimonials. So let's test that out. I'm going to go over here and go to our website. You can see right here. Let's just go right here. Okay. You can see right here, if we type in kind words and someone stumbles across it on Google and it still has the kind words as the redirect, it should redirect us directly to, now when we look at it, testimonials. So that's another great way to optimize the site by keeping it all connected without having any broken pages, because broken pages is something that will then actually be discouraging, especially to when we're looking at things like just Google search. It does not like broken links, therefore it thinks your website is broken internally, so less viable for someone to actually visit. It is aware of these things, so it does not want to show that to more people. So fixing those redirect links is very important. So if you have old pages or anything like that, definitely want to go in and make those changes. So now that we've changed kind words, we now redirect it to testimonials, our testimonial page. So that's what's important. You can see here, it still says our custom URL in here. So anything like that you want to change. That goes for anything, blog posts, anything like that you're going to do. And you can always make redirects for anything like that. So again, if you come over from a new provider and it was like /blog/whatever blog posts, you can still have it do that. Just make sure that the redirects are set up properly when you are reconnecting it. So it's almost like everything moved over without it seeing it break at any point. So those are some few things that you can do to optimize right away using the SEO tools. Again, once you have all your pages optimized, if you're going to add your SEO data, you can add them to all the pages that you want to be discovered for. So obviously take whatever this data is, and then you can modify it per page. So if I was going to take this version, what I usually do is I take it over here, I go to the about, I go over here, and we'll just paste it. For the about page, we could change it to about, portraits or studio, whatever the name of your business is. There we go. And then what else we're going to do? We're going to take from the other, what other details that you might have in here, and you just kind of keep laying it in there. So it's a great starting point. Once you have one page done, you can copy and modify. So we have this in here. John Doe's a PPA certified there. 7 degrees for everything. So we can keep it this way, or we could start it with, some over 10 years in portrait and fashion photography. John Doe Studios. So you can have something like that. And then change that, and then you would just go over here, back over, and then you would take your keywords. Now you can keep all of them, or you can just keep some of them, whatever you want to do. Or you can add more if you need to, just for the about. And you do this to all the pages that you have that you would like to optimize for. There we go. And this one goes for another one. So say it says about me or about us. You can always keep that short URL to say about, so things to consider when you're putting this all together. Okay, so we got that in place. You got your pages optimized. Now, that's the SEO portion, right? Still have a few things you can do. You can go to the tracking. So once you're done, once your website has fully been optimized, and you have all your SEO in there, you could click on Publish Sitemap, but we have a few other things you can do before you hit Publish Sitemap. Now, when you hit Publish Sitemap, what that's going to do is it's basically going to call Google to say, hey, check out my website, recrawl it to put it back in the directory. I have these new keywords, new things I want to be discovered for. Please, I've made these changes. Now, you do this whenever you make any structural changes to your website. Structural changes is new pages or complete overhauls of specific pages, things like that to consider. When we're looking at things like this, we want to look at things like adding more images. When we're looking at our images, you can get these optimized as well. You can click on them. And these are things that you can do. You can add alt tags, which are very important for search. So when somebody's looking for search, obviously they can type it in and they can see it right away. But this is also great for alternative, that's one reason why it's called alt text, is to help with people who have, the inability to see. So if I was going to describe this image to you, this is where you would put that alt text in, right? So, beautiful woman in a gold dress, something like that, right? And you could have it however you want to. You can add caps or things like that if you want to, however you want to. And then that's kind of what you're describing. This is intentional to describe what's inside the image. In front of a white wall. So if someone was seeing impaired, they'd be able to tap on this image and it would describe what they're seeing. So it's like a beautiful black woman in a gold dress in front of a white wall. So you could have that there, or you could describe it even more in detail. She's looking longingly downward in a sullen pose. You can do something like that. So you can add those details. Now, this is where a lot of photographers get kind of stuck because they think this is where, I can just add my copyright. Something like that. That's great and all, but it doesn't tell you anything. And then Google's getting smart enough to where it's starting to purge that type of stuff anyway. So it's not doing you any good by just saying that. Now, something alternatively that you could do to alt text is, photo by John Doe Studios. You can just add a little bit about that, at the end. So, beautiful black woman in a gold dress in front of a white wall, photo by John Doe Studios, 2024. You could have something like that. That way, it's at least describing you, but it's organically putting your information in there versus it being kind of hand-fisted directly in there. So, this is a great way to kind of do that. And you can do that to all your images. You can just go through here, start, over her shoulder. So you can do something like that. Photo by, and there you go. It's not gonna hurt you. It's optimized in, you have that. So you could have this on all your images that you want to describe for. Once you have them in there, of course, that's great. So now you have that ready and it's optimized. You can go over here, click on tracking, and the next piece of this is then publishing your sitemap. Again, this is that part where it's knocking on Google's door to let them know that you've made some changes or updates and you would like them to recrawl your site. So go to hit publish sitemap. Now this is going to go out to the world. So your .com and everything. Now it takes a little bit of time to get there, but it's a great way to see how it can get indexed. That's really what you're looking for. So when we're looking at indexing, that means when people search for specific things, it comes up. So that's what you really want to happen at the end of the day, those types of details. And again, having a Google business profile is also helpful because you can share to that as well, but it also aligns with just kind of being another direct connection to your website for like testimonials, reviews, posts, locational, all your NAP stuff, your name, address, phone number. Now that's all going to correlate and it all connects and it helps with you getting seen online. So we have that. We have that in there. Now the next piece of optimizing is more behind the scenes. Now we can organize all our work by utilizing the file section, the clipboard. So if we're trying to make this a little bit more streamlined, maybe I want to put all my studio stuff in one spot, or maybe I want all my specific colors. Maybe I'm going to do something with color or black and white photos. I want kind of just relegated to one section. I can create new folders. I'm just going to call one black and white. And create a new folder. So now we have a new folder. I'm going to go back to my main folder. You have your main folder. Now you can check and move files if you need to. I'm just going to move it to our black and white photos section. And there we go. And you can do this to any photo that you have that you would like to. Might have something in my close-ups. I have this one. I want to move this one to my black and white area as well. So you can do something like that. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to move it to black and white photos. So no matter how you do it, you can organize it that way if that's what you prefer. It really comes down to you. You might want to do everything by genre. If you're doing stuff with just multiple types of photography, this is a great way to organize your folders that way. So if you're doing anything with like fashion, or you're doing something with families, you could have something like that. Just say families. However you want to organize, you can then move things around that way. So we can go back to our main. This is pretty much mostly modeling, right? Fashion. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to move this, I'm going to single it out and put it in our fashion area. There we go. And maybe this one we move to families because it's a maternity photo. You might want to organize it that way. So we're going to take that, move, and families. Boom, right in there. So now you can organize all your files this way. You can see how it all gets organized quickly. It makes it super simple. And what's really nice is then you can come over to the builder. You can go from here. Maybe you want to change something or add something here. Maybe down in this section, you might want to take a different image here. You can see what the image is directly there. I'm just going to add this into our clipboard. But I want to change the folder. So I'm going to go over here. You can see what's available. You might want to move or something like that. You can definitely do this here. You can go to close-ups. You might want to change which one is being displayed here. You can just swivel through all your images and select which one you prefer and then have it displayed. So I really love that you can do this now. It's very, very optimizing of everything, but this goes a long way. So you can go over to e-commerce. If you're selling anything, packages or products, you can put all your product images in that folder directly from in the file clipboard. Create it there, and then you can have it showcase directly for, like, say, if you're doing something with a package or a product. We'll create a package real quick. Just 200. There we go. Print size. We're just gonna make it 5x7. So that's our package, but then you click here for images that represent it, this type of product. There we go. We're just going to pick between which ones I want, and I'm just going to make this one about families. So boom, now that photo will represent it as a product on my website or in my client galleries. And when you're doing anything with like an online store, it'll also display it that way too. So if I was going to display that, I'm just going to throw it in here real quick. You could then have it display. So really fast and easy that way. Okay, next we want to take a look at other ways you can optimize is if you already have a client gallery and you want to share it as a blog. Now I feel like a lot of people get caught up in this not knowing that they could do it. This is one of my favorite features. So we can go ahead and create a new gallery. If we don't have one, we have a portrait session here. Let's go ahead and create a portrait session. So we're just going to say test right now. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull our images in. You can upload an entire gallery into a client gallery this way if you want to, or add them later. But we're just going to pull from our fashion. We're just going to add these images in. I'm just going to pull these in. So there you are. They're in our gallery. Now, when they go to look at the client gallery, they can choose and see everything else. Looks great, right? But if I want to share this gallery's images as a blog content, you can do that as well. Very easy to do. You just click on the share icon up here when you're inside the gallery that you want to share. And then you can click on blog posts. You can create an entire blog post like habitat, and then you can have some basic content that throws in there, and then you can start writing what that content's going to be about. And then you can create, use a cover image, or you can make an auto collage with the first 15 images within that gallery. Since we only have a few images in there, we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and create a draft instead of just publishing it right away. And that way you can see what it does. Boom, there we go. You can see that it created this post. It's in there, ready to roll. And people can start looking at this when you have it finalized. And you can just add your text in here, whatever you want to say. Then easily just add a button to the bottom, add your call to action, and drop them where you go. And then where you want the link to. So, got it in. Looks good. I love it. Let's publish it, right? That's all you got to do. And that's optimizing how quickly you could put something together to share with your clientele. Then you can market this. Once it's done, it's out there. You hit publish. It's ready. It's drafted. Then you can share this now with any social media channel that you like. So Facebook or Twitter, you can easily just pop it over and it'll display them. Or you can just copy the link and then share it directly with those clients, just like that. Looking great. And there it is. You can see it populated right quickly. So those are things you can do to help optimize and streamline your process right away. And of course, the other thing about optimizing your website is booking. Booking is a huge part of making the website in general these days, right? We want people to connect with us and also buy from us. So right away, you can have your booking set up in multiple ways. You can do the old school way, which is, have a form and book it out, or you can create an actual schedule. Now, if you're doing that, it's easy to do as well. We'll jump over. Oh, did I lose my? I think I did. Where'd it go? There we go. Okay, I've almost jumped out of the website. Okay, there we go. So we're back over. We're going to go to the scheduler. We're going to just create our services. Free consultation. And then we can create another one, which is, in studio. So we have two types. So consultations we'll create real quick. This will be something that is, reoccurring, that happens on a regular basis. Yes, we're going to have a free consultation all the time. Whatever the description is, free 1 hour meeting to discuss your ideal project. So we'll make it 60 minutes, price 0, and yeah, active, let's go. And you can have an image represent this as well. We'll go through here, we'll select one that we like, we'll do this one. And this image now represents this. When we see it in the scheduler, you'll see it. Availability, this is where you can limit the schedule if you want to. You could have this where it books every single day, and I can showcase what that looks like. We're going to click on it. You see, or they can book you any time of the week if you want to that way. But if you want to, you can also modify this to where maybe you only want to do consultations on specific days. You can do that as well. So we can limit that schedule. I'm going to go say we only want to do this on Mondays. And that's fine. Hey, some people like to get all that knocked out on Monday. You can have that available then, or maybe on a weekend or something. So we're going to keep our time normal on Monday, but all the other days we're going to set to not available or out. And the reason why is, you'll see in a second, that people will not be able to book with us this type of event except for when we say so. So we don't want people to book us for anything except for consultations for this day. That's what we were looking for. And this is going to optimize, your booking on your website, but also just streamlining the process. The main goal is getting people to book with you in general. So, even if it's for a consultation, you got to have this stuff available. You can have the contact form there, which is great, but contact forms are more of a technical support, if that makes sense, versus a actual negotiation, booking and solutions. With the booking, at least, you're weeding out the people who want to talk versus the people who actually want to take action. So this is what this is going to do. So it's good to have both. So I'm going to put that on there. There we go. Save changes. So now when we look at that form, you'll see when we click schedule, only Mondays are available for this event type. So we're only going to do our consultations specifically on Mondays, and we put our hours that we want to be available for it, so they can only book for that. Great. So we have that one set up. Now let's take a look at just creating a regular in-studio event. We'll create a new one. This one's going to be reoccurring as well. This one is in studio. We're going to make that one a 90-minute event. Go price, make it 300, and you can go ahead and take payment if you want to right away. So we'll set it up for that as well. So 90 minutes for $300. We can have an image that represents that. We'll click over here. We'll select which one that we're looking for. Maybe we want this one. Selecting that. There we go. And then this is ready. Now again, you can also modify this one if you wanted to have specific days when you shoot this. You could limit the schedule based on that if you want to as well, but we're going to have this anytime they can schedule it. So that means they can schedule it on Monday as well. But if you don't want to do any shoots on Monday, that's where you can curate it to say, hey, I'm just doing my free consultation. Otherwise, if someone was to book this time, 8 a.m., it would knock it off the other calendar, knowing that, hey, someone's already booked time, so consultations can't happen at the same time. So you won't have overlapping calendars that way. So that's always a good thing, right? So you could do that, or you could just say, hey, I don't want to do any Mondays. So it's preferably up to you, however you want to design it. So easy enough, right? So we're optimizing getting this booked. We're getting it all scheduled. And then one more type you can do is we're going to go ahead and set up one for mini sessions. And we're going to probably plan it around, what's coming up soon. We'll do Valentine's Day. How about that? So you can have it where, helps if I can spell today. Mini missions. There we go. Mini sessions. So we're going to have this and we're going to do Valentine's. We're going to make it a current custom date. And the reason why we do custom dates is this means it's only going to block off that type of scheduled event during only that time. Now we're going to make these mini sessions, so we're going to make them fast and easy and affordable. So we're going to make this on $200 for 15 minutes. That way they're not around all day long. Shoot something with people you love. Blah, blah, blah. You can have your booking with payment on as well. Then you can add specific dates you're going to shoot this style of photography. Now we know that it's coming up shortly, so let's go ahead and just book it for this 19th through 21. So you can have it scheduled out this way. I'm going to go ahead and add all my 19 times because we might take a little break. So I'm going to put a little break here at 3, and then I'm going to start again at 4. So we got an hour break, and we're just going to go till about 6 that day. There you go. Got that. Now we're going to do the same thing for our 20th. We're going to maybe start a little bit later in the day. Maybe we're starting at noon that day. And we're just going to run that till 5. There we go. And then for our last day, maybe it's really short. We're just going to do a couple hours that day. We're going to do a 3 p.m. till 6. How about that? So that's how they can book those times. So there we go. So we have that. We're going to have an image that represents it. Just going to select this one since it looks moody and it's colorful like red. There we go. So now when we go back to our booking situation, you can see we have it optimized. Let's go to our booking page. And this is our traditional style where it's just, a regular booking form, but we don't want that. We want a cool new way of booking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to delete this page. I'm going to add a new page called booking. So page, click new page, go over to others. There's a booking page style here. Click on that. Just going to call this one booking. And it says booking copy. Why is that? Because that other deleted page is still here. So we need to delete this forever. Delete. There we go. It's gone. Now just our booking page exists. We're going to put it over here. I'm going to make it match our navigation. Everything's lowercase. Booking. There we go. So it's in there. We have this image that represents it. Now we need to add our calendars. Now you can do it multiple ways. You could have this as a single booking page option, or you can have all your scheduled events displayed. Now you can display them all like this. You can click here and then they would display. Or I always like to do this. Maybe it's just me. I like to add them in the way I want to. So I'll hit consultations, free consultation, in studio, mini session, Valentine. You can set it up that way, and then they'll display in that order of how you set it up. This is just the way I like to do it. And when we go back to that page, you can see which one's available. If we hit on free consultation, boom, you can see those are the consultations that are available. In Studio Shoot, you can see any of those times that are available, or our Valentine session, you can see what's available during that time frame. See, it's only three days. You can't book this type of event any further into it. So we've optimized this page to make it a hub for types of shoots that we do. So that's what you want at the end of the day. You want to make sure it's fast and easy for people to know, what's available to book. Right here. You can have it that way. Now, if you just want to have a nice little optimized page that's for marketing purposes only, maybe just for this mini session type, you can do that as well. We can create a new little page. We'll go ahead and copy this one. We're going to do that. We're going to hit copy. We're just going to call it Valentine's. Call it Valentine's Sessions. How about that? That's available. Create our copy. There we go. Now when we go to Valentine's Sessions, you can keep this image. It looks like it's romantic. Then we can modify what's being displayed. I'm going to remove those two. And then we're also going to click on our layout changes. We're going to make this a single page that's just for this style of photography. It's now going to display. Now you can see the layout change because now it's going to be like, which one did you want? Go back over here, hit that, Valentine. And there we go. So now that session is available. Something that I also like to do to make it more marketing focused is I remove anything off the menu that's at the top. So what are we looking at? So we're going to take a look at that. You can see right here, do we want to display the footer, header, yes or no? We don't want any of that displayed. Now on a regular booking page, yeah, we want that information displayed. The reason why? Because maybe they just ventured to their website and they saw it that way. So they can come over here and you can see up here in the top, but once we get to the Valentine's, we don't want any of that displayed. And the reason why is we might want this to be a hidden page. So we're going to make it hidden. Go over here. And this is something that you might share through ads or on your social media channels. Then you want to make it a more singular focused event. And the reason why we're doing that is, let's imagine this on a mobile device. They come right over to our website. They see these images. And now they're like, oh, wow, I just want to get this session type. They schedule, they click the schedule. And if it's available, boom, they can go right into it. So that's what you're looking for when we're booking or anything like that. There we go. So keep it simple. That way they can't navigate around. And then another thing you can do with optimization is we can take a look at some things in the builder. We have this updated now. We have it on this page. It can book directly with us. Another thing is if you want to have a split landing page, if you're doing something cool, like we talked about last week, you can see you could have it, or it's main session from maternity photos is what we had, but now we want to make it for Valentine's. I'm going to click on this one. Yeah, mini sessions for couples. How about that? We have that. We're going to choose our specific page, Valentine's Sessions. There we go. We're going to change this image. We're going to go to our clipboard. We're going to select this one, insert. And now that one is the main one to focus on. So when we come back over here, you can see it here. And then I'm going to modify some colors on it. Overlay color, we're going to make it dark. So when we reflect on it, remove some of these pages. Got too many open now. Refresh. There we go. So now we have our type here, and then they can click here to book, and it goes right into that. So you could have it where if you're doing more of a gateway style opening homepage, instead of it being like this, you could have it where, you know, they could jump directly right into your website, or they're going directly in like this, right? Or you could have it where they're going directly to the session type that you're trying to book them for. So it really comes down to how you want to optimize and what you're optimizing for. If it really is, hey, we have this promotion going on right here, jump right into it. You can optimize directly for that said promotion. Some other things you can do for optimization is if you're working with any type of banner, you can simply go in here and you can optimize for mobile options as well. So if you have a banner, I'm just going to throw one in here real quick, like this one we have. You can see that you have mobile as an option and layouts. Now when you choose a layout, you can choose whatever it looks like on desktop, but then you can customize which one you would like for mobile to display. So this is something that you can do. This is a brand new feature that's just come out. So if you want to optimize for your mobile banners a little bit more, you can choose how it's going to look on mobile layouts. And then you can also choose the mobile image. Hey, Wayne's got a question. Hi, is there a simple way to have my hosted PhotoBiz email solution auto insert a footer/signature showing my studio logo, even a contact info, link on my new PhotoBiz website each time I click to compose? And is there a way to insert and embed a JPEG into an email not attached? And do you have an editable model release form that clients must complete at the same time when booking a session? Okay, Wayne. So when anything comes with the, I'm sure you're assuming the PhotoBiz email system that you can get, the mailbox. If you want to know more about that, I definitely would check out and talk to our team. They might know a little bit more details about that. There's a little bit more tech than I usually mess with. I don't have a mailbox directly to utilize the showcase here, but I definitely would talk to them about that. They probably have a solution for that, and I'm sure there is a way to add your signature into it. So I would just talk to them about that, and you should be able to add a JPEG that should be part of the composition as well. And then you asked, do you have an editable? Yes. Yes, we do have an editable model release that you can modify however you want to. And the way you can optimize for that is you can go here, go to your forms, then say you have a form that you want to select. We're just going to create a new one. We're just going to create a new category called release forms. Okay. And then I'm going to click new form. Then you'll see model release here. Select it. Then you can go in here, modify whatever you're going to say in here. So we're just going to add John Doe Studios. And then whatever else you need to modify, whatever policy or information you want to have on that. Another thing I would do is I would add a tag here, model release or signed model release. That way we know whoever fills this out has signed a model release. So that'll help with, you know, your CRM. So we have that, boom, they've signed a model release. So once they fill that information out, they can do it that way. So then you can send it out directly to them. You can share it with them if you need to directly from here. You can do that easily. Now, another thing you can do is you can copy this code for that model release and say they get to, you know, they book with you. And maybe for this event, you want them to book. You could have it where the instructions or the thank you message, once this goes out to them, you know, appointment confirmation, you can say, we look forward to seeing you. In the meantime, fill out this model release. So you have that where this is automatically sent to them at the end of the email. And then they can open it and then they can read it, go right into it. And then if you want this set up, it'll go directly there. So now once they get that confirmation email, they can go that from here. You can also see if I was to select this time, I'm just going to run through it real quick. Well, let me turn off payment first so you can actually see it actually happen. But I'll change it to just booking only. And then when we go back here, click here, I'm just going to choose the date, 8 a.m., my details. So what happens once they book, they're going to get this book now, boom. You can see, we look forward to seeing you soon. In the meantime, fill out this model release. Boom, it'll trigger and they can jump right over to that. And there's done. You can do it that way. Simple as that. Now, if they don't do it this way, you can always create another fail-safe just in case they didn't get that model release signed. Maybe they missed that little link there. You can modify that. Again, you can go directly in here. And again, you can make this bigger if you need to. You know, if you add some code, you can make this that way. You can make it bigger. However you want to. That way it's more interface. But if they miss it, you can then create an email automation. And what that email automation will do is, let's go over to our marketing, go up to our automations, and directly here you can click on the scheduler. So if someone has an appointment reminder, within that appointment reminder for here, you know, you're 2 weeks ahead or 1 day before your appointment, which one you want to modify, you can definitely do it right here. You can add to this one or any other one you can add here. If you need to reschedule that, blah, 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 you could add something there. If you haven't already, please sign the model release. So you could have that there. You can add this link in again directly, however you want to. And you'll see it updates right there. Yeah, cool about the model release form. You can just copy, paste it wherever you want to, and then you can add in the email automation. You can put it in thank you confirmation for when they schedule. So it's really up to you, whatever your workflow is. I always do both, just because if they miss one, at least you're still reminding them. And worst case scenario, they show up, they still hadn't really, signed it. You can at least get them to sign them right directly in your office. But you know how people can be. You send them everything, and they still be like, I never got it. But you can keep hitting it on there. You can add an email directly about model release in here. You can create by clicking general message. You can add before appointment, trigger, we'll do 1 week before the event. And then you can go in here and create your own custom message. So that'll be the name of it. And then you can add whatever your message is here with that link. You can have the link directly here, or the link could be in the button. So we paste it here, and then click to fill out form or release. And whatever your message is, yada, 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 boom, it's in there. And then you'll have your full message here, and then they can click to fill out the release. So whatever your workflow is, you can have this as part of the messages of the reminders of the automated schedule, however you want to. That way it's out there and it gets to them as soon as possible. And then rearrange it however you want to. That way that it's been sent out. So these are things you can definitely do to optimize Wayne. But about your mailbox question, I definitely would just ask our team. If you don't know, you can live chat with us. You can call us as well. But live chat, you can go right here. You can just ping us right away. And we should be able to help you with that technical question. So those are some things that you can do to optimize your website right now. We talked about, putting SEO on your website. We talked about adding alt tags, connecting with the publishing your sitemap. We also talked about other ways you can optimize, such as streamline your workflow. Wayne just brought up a great one, how you can streamline getting your model releases or any types of forms that you want done through the booking form. Adding a booking form directly or booking scheduling calendar directly to your website so people will book with you right away versus you having to do everything through the contact forms. This is super fabulous. It's going to help a whole lot. So, we really showcased a lot of new features. If you want to, you can always go back and watch what we've done today anytime at our facebook.com/photobiz/live. And you can also check out our youtube.com/photobiz for any of these videos that we put up as soon as they're done. So that's pretty much it for today. I want to thank Wayne for jumping in the last minute, showcasing some of that. Again, if you have any other questions or comments, please leave in the comment section because we'll always follow up on them later down the line anyway. You can also check out any event that we got going on Check out our blog.photobiz.com. You can see all the new stuff, new tips, new features coming out. We're going to have a bunch of brand new stuff coming out in January. I'm really excited about showcasing with you that I think you guys are going to really like. Again, Wayne, if you didn't know about this feature, this just came out the other day. If you use a clipboard, you now have the ability to use the clipboard, but create folders within it. This is going to optimize everything within your website. So again, if you're looking for anything for like close-up images, maybe your black and white photos, fashion photography, whatever style of photography you want to create your folders out of, you can now do that through the clipboard, and you can utilize that throughout your website any way you want to possible. It's just going to help streamline your workflow and optimize that ability right away. Very excited about this brand new feature. This is just the start of one of our, great new features that we'll be rolling out throughout the rest of the year. But this one was definitely a huge highlight that I really wanted to showcase with you today. Again, go to our blog.photobiz.com for more of those feature updates, and check out our education.photobiz.com. You can click on and see what our upcoming events are. You can see that we'll have website reviews next week that we'll be working on, and then we'll be talking more about setting up your schedule. We did that today, but we'll focus on it even more, go more in depth about it. And then you can see we'll have one about website reviews, and then we'll be coming back once we're back in-house after Imaging USA. We'll be focused on mobile websites, how you can optimize your websites for mobile. That's some new stuff that we're going to be talking about as well. And again, we're going to be at Imaging USA, so we'll be out in Kentucky. You can join us there. Come by our booth, say hello. But also, you can join me. I'll be speaking there as well. If you want to see me there, I'll be at Imaging USA. Just go to Imaging USA. You can check out what I'll be focusing on. And it's about building a better business online. That's my main goal. So you can see all the events that are coming up. You can register for those events. You can see we'll be speaking, we'll be exhibiting. But as a speaker, you can check me out. I'm going to be there. Right there I am, Jeremy Heiler. I'm going to be speaking. And this is not just for PhotoBiz users. This is for the web in general. So I'm going to be focusing on some stuff during that time, building a better online business, Monday, January 29th, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. So it's going to be a great little focus. We're going to talk about how, starting from the bottom to top, we're going to look at how Google ranks with effective storytelling, web design, marketing, and much more. Don't let your business slide this year. Let's build a better business online. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. You can also join me there during that time. So I'm really excited about that. Can't wait to speak with you. Can't wait to showcase some of the things that you're working on. I think some of us get caught up, or we're already satisfied with our website, but then our website becomes the last thing we think about when it comes to something's not working. And then we say, it's got to be our website. Or it's got to be this. And then we just upend it. Well, we can start fixing those problems now. And that's what I want to talk about, and how we can keep those things from being future problems. So those are things that we'll be talking about. I'm very excited to be speaking this year. This will be my first year speaking there, so I'm very excited about that. So join me for that event in Kentucky. Cannot wait. Again, you can also go to our education.com. You can see if you ever want any one-on-one coaching, you can join us. $150 for 1 hour gets you help with anything that you're working on. So if you want design assistance, e-commerce, client galleries, getting started, SEO, forms and contracts, marketing, and more, connect with our coaches. They'll be able to help you right away. I sometimes be able to jump in there and help with the design, some marketing stuff as well. It's a great time to talk to you, and you get a lot done in 1 hour. So definitely recommend that if that is something that you need. Especially as we start the beginning of the year, it's always nice to have someone in your corner that can help you get out the door. All right. Again, thank you all for joining me today. Wayne, thank you for that question. If you have any other questions, reach out to our team. And if you guys can't wait, I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you next week. And I'll see you in Kentucky if you're going to Imaging. See you then.